What's up, guys? Beyond this gate is an amazing property you're gonna love looking at. Over 25 acres, over 11,000 square feet of living space, a pool that's 80 feet long, incredible, crazy, unobstructable views of Kona, all on 5 separate tax parcels, giving you a lot of flexibility in the future. I'm gonna enjoy showing this one to you. Stay tuned. You're gonna love it. Okay, everybody, we're gonna take a look at what we have here. This is probably going to be my longest video yet, probably the longest in quite some time, just because of how much there is. I gave you a few of the stats. Let's get a little bit deeper. We have 26.2 acres, and that's on 5 separate parcels. So that gives you the ability on the other 4 parcels from where this main house is to make a true estate with many properties, a family compound if you want. We have 11,322 feet of living space in this property. You see it's got beautiful landscaping. We have a main house and we have a caretaker's house. The caretaker's house is 1,870 feet. It's 2 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. I'll point that out to you in a second. I'm trying to work my way out of the sun here. You can see we have this large entry here, plenty of space. Looking on the exterior of the home, you can see that this is built to last. Stucco exterior, stonework on the bottom. We have, I believe those are actually metal shingles that are textured on top. We can confirm that if necessary. We have the main house here, which is really large. I'm walking over really quickly so you can see in relation to the main house where the caretaker's house is. And then a neat little treat over here if you're a golfer and you want to do some practicing and you don't want to go all the way down to the golf course or the driving range. It needs to be cleaned up a little bit, but there is a driving range here. Then the balls will go down to these little gullies and then come back out to you. Pretty nice little setup. It collects the balls for you, has the netting. So that's a nice little feature, but the house is the star of the show. I think we're going to stop here for a quick second. I'm going to check out the guest house and then we'll finish up with the main house. So let's check out this guest house. I'll be honest, this is better than any house I've lived in, and it's the guest house, the caretaker's cottage, I guess you could say. So if they want to hire me, now I won't mow the grass, but I'll make sure the mowers come. You got a 2-car garage down here below. As long as I have access to the pool. If I have access to the pool, free housing, we've got a deal. Got a little utility area, washer and dryer, utility sink there. Here's our garage. We got our 2-car garage on this side. We have access from the other side. You're gonna have some equipment in here as well. We have a 1-car garage in the back. You can see they got the gator and storage in the corner. And then this little area, this is basically your office. So this is where you'd run the operations for the property out of. And you need something like this. This is not a property that you can just, lock the door and go away and come back in 6 months. Someone needs to take care of it. Someone needs to make sure that the landscapers are staying on top of things. Most of you own houses and condos. You know what it's like. Things need attention from time to time. Well, you have 11,000 square feet of things that need attention from time to time. And to stay on top of it really necessitates having a caretaker. But these are not bad digs for a caretaker, let me tell you right there. So we've got this nice large covered lanai, we got a pass through into the kitchen, gorgeous glass doors going inside, and of course those look out. We have this tremendous amount of greenery and just Hawaiian tropical beauty out here. Even got your own peekaboo ocean view. You could set this up with citrus trees, have some food. Coming in, we have this attractive kitchen. Now, I will say, these cabinets are a touch low for a lot of Westerners. You may want to lift them up, or you may be okay dealing with it. Now, it just depends on you and your height, or your caretaker's height, I guess you could say. But they did some nice ceiling work here. So look at that drop down that we have. You can see the work up there. You know, they didn't skimp on this. A lot of times when you see these sorts of setups with a caretaker's cottage, they go super basic and super small for the caretaker. They did not do that here. Look at this attractive tile they have down here. So we got 1x2s with 6x6, 1 foot by 2 foot, so 24 by 12, and then 6x6 squares on this nice pattern here. Plenty of living space. We got a big slider looking out that way. I mentioned the windows that we have on this side, so it does bring the outside in. We have another really nice ceiling treatment over here. In fact, I don't think we saw any ceiling treatments like this in the main house. They really tricked this out pretty nicely. And then bedroom here, they got a queen size bed here. This could easily fit a king. Again, look at that. Who does that in a guest house? Incredible. Slider going out to our covered, slightly covered lanai. Got our glass door closet and our sink in our bathroom. Wonderful bathtub. Now I really like this. They're a little bit ahead of time. This was built 2010 to 2012. I think they did this first. So this was built 2010. We're starting to see this now on the mainland. So you have your tub in your enclosed shower area. I really like how they did that. What we're seeing this on the mainland right now. I'm waiting for it to make its way to Hawaii. If someone doesn't do it in a few years, I'm going to build my own house and I'll be the first one. It would be to do just like this, but to remove that and put in one of these beautiful white freestanding tubs. And it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous look. So they're a little ahead of the time there. I would do that one little change if it was me. And it's just for, I get a little flashy sometimes, I guess. It's definitely not required. And then we even got bedroom 2 over here. They've got a couple, these might be full-size beds. I don't think they're queens. So it does feel a little bit cramped with 2. Just doing the 1 queen-size bed would be plenty, or king-size bed. And then again, we have a more standard shower here. Looks like it's about maybe 3.5 foot by 3.5 foot. Oh, and then, so this is, I like how they did this. This is sort of Jack and Jilled with the main living area. That's really sharp. So, guest house is nicer than my house. Main house, I think, is nicer than all of our houses. If you've got a house better than the main house, and or bigger than the main house, or a pool that's better than the pool at the main house, definitely email me. We'll find you something nice. Okay, so that's it for the guest house. Hope you guys enjoyed that peek. So we're back here at the main house. We're working our way inside. I'm gonna take my time. I know you can see right there in the center of the camera, the view out. It absolutely just calls you there. The views are going to be pretty spectacular, but we're going to show you quite a bit of property first. You see you have this huge covered lanai, wraps all the way around, recessed lights, and I had said this was stucco. This actually appears to be plaster. So that's a pretty big upgrade that we have there. You have access to the movie theater through there. And we'll take a quick peek down. You see we have some fencing. That's to be up to code for our swimming pool, which you're going to love. And it does the same thing down on the other side as well. Okay, there is a lot to get to. Like I said, this is probably going to be the longest video that we ever do in here. I want to give a big shout out and thank you to Ed Rapoza. He's the listing agent and broker for Island Land Company here in Kona, for allowing me to bring this to you. Take a quick pan around here at the main living area. Absolutely massive. And you can see the large sliders leading out to the incredible view, massive 80-foot long infinity edge pool. We have two wings of the house. We have one wing down this way, which is mostly owner's wing, and we have another wing out here. And a couple unique things. So this home was built as a corporate retreat for the Kailua Water Company, which is a Japanese company. And it was built in a Japanese style. So you're going to see some things that are really unique in here. The first thing you're going to see where we're at now, this is the ladies' locker room for the ladies' sauna. You see we got 3 sinks, granite countertops, 2 bathroom stalls, and then we come around, 3 more sinks, storage area for your towels and clothes and whatnot, and then a large tub that can hold, I think you can hold 6 people in there. And then coming around, a shower area with 3 shower stalls here. So truly something that you don't see. There's another one of these. This is the ladies' area. There's a whole other side, exactly the same, for the men's area. We're going to continue on this side of the house, making our way down these halls. These halls are nice and wide. I think you're looking at a solid 8 feet wide here. We have our media room in here where you can put your servers and things like that. And of course, good old storage. A washer dryer, 2 washers, 2 dryers stacked up over here for this side of the house. We have a small meeting room. They just have a couple chairs in here right now, with a walkway through to our kitchen. And then we have the first of many bedrooms. So we have this smaller bedroom. Looks like it holds a queen bed, pretty good size. It's got its own closet. The one thing that you're going to notice that's a little bit different in this property compared to a lot of other properties that you see is that it does not have bathrooms in every bedroom. There are bathrooms, but they're just not in the bedrooms. That's just something that they did a little bit differently. And you're going to see that as we come back here to the guest wing section of the property. And again, this was set up as a corporate retreat. So we got 1, 2, 3 bedrooms right here, and they're here to get people in. So we have 3 queen size beds in this room. Good size. You have a large closet. Now, while we don't have an individual bathroom in here, you do have wet bars. So you see that commonly in our bathrooms here, or I'm sorry, in the bedrooms here. Coming through to the next one, we have 2 queen size beds over here. We're looking towards the driveway side of the property. I like this one a lot because there's a lot of windows. Of course, the windows are high-end upgraded. They look great. They're going to function well. These aren't cheap windows. There's nothing cheap in this house. Again, another closet and a wet bar there. And another bedroom with 2 more queen size beds. I mean, you can really sleep a lot of people in here. So for a property of this scale, there are some things to know. If you did want to change things up, you could. If you did want to make en-suite bathrooms in here, you absolutely could. So you know you got plumbing right there. So you, from there, can make sure you can add in your shower, you can move your closet, you can bring this wall in, you can make these have en-suite bathrooms. You won't be able to have 2 queen size beds, 3 queen size beds, but you will solve the issue of the bathrooms. And that's a pretty easy solution. I don't think anyone who's considering a property this scale would let something like that stop them, but sometimes we have to remind people that we are in the solutions business as well. And these are existing properties, so customizing it for you might take a little bit. So coming in here to the corporate retreat, kitchen, and eating area. So if you want a large kitchen, here we go. Look at all this granite. So they've got a bunch of chairs set up around here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like about a dozen. And you could make that, you could expand that number if you wanted to. So that's really great. You could have tons of eating space out here for a lot of people. Boy. So let's just kind of spitball this. I think we got about 12, 15, let's call it 45, 50 linear feet of countertop just on the perimeter here. And then this large island with a sink and a prep sink, and then you have another sink over there. So you can truly get a lot of work done in here. You could easily have 4 people working in this kitchen, no problem whatsoever. We have a 6-burner KitchenAid grill, 2 oven units. You do have the water pot filler right there. That's nice. Very beautiful stainless steel equipment here on the vent hood as well. I may, if it was me, add a double stack on top of that. I'd add another stack of cabinets up there for storing things, bulky items, long-term items. And then I'm glad to see this because this is really necessary. Dual dishwashers, 1 and 2. With as many people as you're going to be working with out here in a property like this, it's really important to have dual dishwashers. Of course, we've got dual refrigerators here. Earlier, we pointed out the dual washer and dryer. Those are just, the scale that you're going to be dealing with here is pretty impressive. Oh, look at this. So this is a storage room. It looks like they converted it into a kid's bunk area. Well, that's kind of cool. And it's got its own AC right there. Great place for the kids to take a nap. There's no closet in there, so that doesn't go down into our bedroom count. Okay, so let's come back in and work to the other wing of the house. We're going to get to the owner's wing. There's a few things here that are really unique that I think are pretty amazing. They're going to be it's going to be different from what you normally see. So first of all, we'll do a quick run through here through the men's locker room. It's going to look pretty much identical from the women's locker room. These are set up the exact same. And while this may be a Japanese thing to have the men's and women's separate, if you're doing a corporate retreat, I think this is a modern American thing too. The idea being that I think there does need to be, this might be not a bad idea if it was a corporate retreat, to have the men's and women's areas there a little bit separate. I think HR would be happy with that. We'll put it that way. We have another storage area, small storage room with your vacuum flow collection system. And then in here, this is really cool. You have a powder room, so that's a half bath. right next to what is currently set up as a 12-person movie theater media room. So this is a lot of fun. If you're having some sort of, if it is a corporate retreat, it's not all fun. You do a little bit of work, so you have a nice room to do some presenting, take away some of the distractions of the outside here. You can watch the game. You can really set this up for a lot of different things. I really like the way they have it done. You could make it a little bit tighter if you wanted to. Of course, this is going to be all presuming a future time where social distancing is not quite as necessary as it is now. But this is a pretty neat area. I really enjoy having a media room like that. I would have some really fun get-togethers. So if you're watching some of these movies like I'm watching now, like The Crown on Netflix, I always kind of crack up because there's a different bedroom for the king and the queen. I guess I should say the queen and the king. Well, that's how this one is set up. Now they do have 2 beds in here, but this is her bedroom suite. I have a small closet here. And this whole wing continues and is the owner's suites. Coming through, see some nicer work here on this door. See our colors transition into a green. These attractive doors, and then a really, really, really large walk-in closet. So for us here in Hawaii, this is as big of a closet as you're just about ever gonna see. I know, pardon me, on some of the mainland houses out there, closets are getting pretty big. They're the size of bedrooms, really. We don't see that. That has not made its way here to Hawaii yet. You know, I don't think we have all the winter clothes. We don't have all the business suits. We don't have all the evening attire. I mean, let's be honest, it's shorts and slippers, no matter your demographic. No matter what your income is, it's always pretty much the same, or you wear an aloha shirt and slacks to work like I do. High ceilings in here, 10-foot ceilings. There's plenty of space throughout the home. Let's spin around here now. So that was her bathroom. They have this set up more of a his bathroom. So I guess what it is that's the toilet room, the water closet. And then this is the bathroom with a really nice built-in here. Seeing all this good woodwork here, really like it. And then into the owner's tub, beautiful jetted tub. Seating for 2, so you got a nice set of backs massagers there, and another one there. And I guess this is a unique setup, so we don't see this very often. But I guess for washing your feet, or you would sit on the bench, and that's your shower head if you're sitting down. And then you have a hand sprayer. So that's an interesting setup. A little bit different than we're used to, but pretty cool looking. And then we continue on into his bedroom. Nice windows looking outside. We'll get to that view in a second. I know you guys are wanting to see that. Good space here. We got a king size bed. Room for the bed. There's room for a dresser over here on this wall, but I like the way they have it set up with this little seating area. There's plenty of other space. This room is really just for sleeping. And then we pull back from here, and then again we had our bathroom there, his bedroom here. Then we have what you would call an owner's parlor, a little seating area attached just to the bedroom. We have our mini refrigerator there for drinks, plenty of outlets here, set up your coffee. We have a wet bar, plenty of storage. This is a very large room. This is about 22 by 20, so plenty of space in here. This is not your living room. This is just, you know, for the master suite, or owner's suite, excuse me. And then double doors leading out, and now we're going to get to, pardon me guys, the main living area. So this is a massive area. I mean, you could host some pretty spectacular events here. You've got your front door with this impressive entry, plenty of parking for everybody. You come on in, you greet your guests. They're just gonna want to breeze right past you. Step down here. This room is about 50 by 40, maybe 60 by 40. Really large. Got a massive fireplace. Look at all the granite work that you could use as a bench area, seating area. I mean, you could have a party of 100 people here. You have wheelchair access, so you could come in over there, go down the hall, and then down the ramp. We have a walkway up to our balcony with a really neat view from there. We're going to check that out in a moment. Check out this bar area that we have. Absolutely need to have a bar in a place like this. Our beverage cooler, wet bar storage. I would definitely be lining that up with some, with a nice impressive display of your spirits. And then out to the pool area and our view. So this is really spectacular. You can see you're right above Kona town. There's Kailua Bay right there in the center of your screen. All the way down, you see a little bit of white on the ocean there. That is Lyman Surf Break. We do have a swell coming in right now. And then unobstructed ocean view. The trees that are in front, there's some right in the center right here. Those are on this property, as is the coconut tree. I would probably remove those if it was me. There's plenty of coconuts out here. In Hawaii, you don't need a tree there to block your view. And I'm gonna come here to the end and just show you what you're looking at here with a pool. So again, this is where the owner's bedroom is. We have an infinity edge hot tub here. And that looks like it can comfortably hold 6 to 8. And then this massive span on this infinity edge pool. I said 80 feet, it might be 90. This is big, and that's the longest span of an infinity edge I think I've ever seen. So you got about 10 feet here, 10 feet on the other side, and then this 80 to 90 foot long span. You got an entry over here, another entry in the middle, another entry on the other side. And what a property. So I mentioned that this is on 26 acres. So more or less, you have 5 acres or 5 parcels of 5 acres each. So there's this parcel, and then there are 4 more 5-acre parcels all below here, going all the way down to Hinaoli Road. I know I'm butchering the name, I always do. And so this sale includes all of those, and you could add access up here, an additional private access going up all of those different properties because you would own them. And then you could create a road access agreement. And then after that, if you want, you could sell off all those other 4-acre properties, or you could develop them yourself and create a family compound. So you really have some flexibility there. If you were to do something like that, get your road access agreement, have your private access here, sell off those lots, you're probably looking at getting $500,000 for each of those 4 lots. We're listed at $4.85 million. Let's say you did get $500,000 for each of those lots at 5 acres and 4 of them. There's $2 million of your price right there. So this property goes from $5 million to $3 million, well, less than $3 million pretty quick. Now that would take a few years to get that to all play out. You'd want to hire a real estate attorney, and I do have a great one if you want, to kind of get that all tidied away and done correctly. Nice little outdoor kitchen area. We need to do some updating, probably replacing on the grill there. It's got a little bit of rust. I do have the wet bar, but just nice to have it here. The breezes are awesome. We're at a great elevation. I'd say we're probably about 1,000, 1,200 feet. We can look that up for sure. And just not having a lot of things in front of you really helps out with the breezes. So we got a lot of covered lanai here. I'd say we're about 15 feet wide across, and in length we're looking at about 60. So that's really important. This is your sunset. This is your western view. I mean, you can see 100 miles from out here about. It's pretty impressive. But you'll have sunset views 365 days a year. Pretty impressive main house. I don't imagine it can get much better of a view, but I just remembered we have the balcony. Wow. Well, this is pretty impressive over here. Let's take a look out. Uh-oh, am I not doing it right? There we go. Pardon the camera work there. I appreciate your patience. Check it out. It's a little bit bright. I don't have my sunglasses, but I think you can see that we have a glass railing. It's almost like a floating glass railing. It's about 1/4 of an inch thick, and it's hard anchored in here to the bottom, so there's nothing on top. It's very stable, so it just disappears when you come out here. And yeah, I didn't think it would get any better, but holy smokes. Oh, our pool guy is spitting out some water there. And then just incredible. Wow. I can see why they built this balcony. It is really amazing. And I can see all the way into Keauhou now, even further, all the way beyond the airport. I mean, just incredible. This is probably the best view in Kona. I can't imagine it getting much better than that. There is no cover out here. It is a little bit warm to me. It's a good morning and evening place. Afternoon is probably going to be less desirable, but if you're having a cocktail party, that's going to be the spot to be as the sun goes down. Okay, what do you think? You guys may have heard me mention in another video, I think things are going to change with properties like this. A lot of times these were it's hard to find a buyer for this, but I think the age of corporate retreats will soon be coming back. I think we're going to see this a little bit more because the way companies work, that's changing. Working remotely, I think, is going to be a thing that's here to stay simply because of economics. But then the problem becomes, how do you create culture? How do you create team environments with people who really don't get to spend time together? So once we get past this period of time with COVID and we're all allowed to be around each other and it's safe to be around each other again, I think that's going to happen. But I don't think you're going to see companies eager to jump into these huge leases that are millions of dollars a month in the future. So the challenge is going to be, how do you create a bonded team? And I think experiences at corporate retreats are the way that they are going to be able to do that. All right, guys, I appreciate you very much watching this. I want to know what you think about this property. What do you think about the future of corporate retreats? Is this the best view you've seen in Kona? Let me know. Thanks, guys. Aloha.